Elliotte Friedman and Doug MacLean. Sidney Crosby's with Connor Sheary and Patrick Hornquist tonight, but that's a bit of a change because Jake Guentzel has been there. When you look at the overall history, and we'll size up these two because there's a similarity here. Crosby broke into the league, and his wingman, Zygmunt Palffy, they combined on the most goals during his rookie year, and then it was Mark Recchi. The next season, veteran, 5 years in a row, Crosby and Malkin combined on the most goals for Sidney. Kunitz took over. Remember, he went to the Olympics with Sidney in Russia, and Patrick Hornquist for a couple of years, and last year was Jake Guentzel and Connor Sheary. And Connor Sheary just edged out Jake. Jake taking over this time around, despite the fact that they've gone back to Hornquist tonight. But you get the message here. A bit of a revolving door on Sidney Crosby's wing, and Connor McDavid, very much the similar story, but on Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby.
You know, you remember back to 2014 at the Olympic Games, Canada was having one of the best defensive tournaments ever, and we were asking ourselves, why is it so hard to find a winger to play with Sidney Crosby? Since then, the Pittsburgh Penguins have won 2 Stanley Cups, and I think we've learned the answer. You don't need a superstar, a future Hall of Famer, to be Sidney Crosby's winger. What you need is somebody who will be fast, somebody with good hands, somebody with hockey sense, and somebody who will say, Sid, where do you need me to go? And I'll be right there. And Jake Guentzel and Connor Sheary may not be household names, but they're smart guys who can do all of that and know that their bread and butter is being exactly where Sidney Crosby wants them to be. And Doug, when I look at that, I say, that's what, if I'm the Edmonton Oilers, I don't necessarily need Leon Draisaitl next to Connor McDavid, but I need my Guentzels and Shearys, and I got to find them.
Yeah, look, it's critical. And the one big thing is hockey sense. You've got to have smart guys to play with them. And I look like in this Sid's dilemma over the years is due to play with the Draisaitl situation now with McDavid. Look, 5 of 7 Sid's first 7 years, it was Malkin with him. So everybody's uptight about Draisaitl. I think it's a terrific positive that you've got Draisaitl. You can play him there maybe 50% of the time, move him to another line part of the time. I think it throws the opposition off. I love to see them together a fair amount. The number one thing for McDavid with me is I want a left shot playing the right side with McDavid.
Well, there's a few criteria that we want to look at here, and we've leaned on your expertise to build the perfect line mate. So if it's a situation where Sidney Crosby's gone through all these players, Connor McDavid might do the same thing, but if you're going to add a guy, you need some speed, and you've got 5 stars to choose from there. We'll give them 4, that importance. The hockey sense is significant because you have to read such a great player. Puck skills, playing with a skilled player, not quite as important as the speed and the hockey sense. And then you've got shooting up there with 4 stars, and being able to play on the defensive side when everything is being pushed on the other. So we've built the perfect player. How many people can you come up with to answer all those stars?
Now, first of all, can I disagree already? Because I think speed and hockey sense have to be a 5. Like, I saw a 4 on those boards, 4.5 for speed. I think for speed, it's got to be a 5. Now, you know, we were asked, think of somebody who you could put with him. Well, you know, you could take the best player in the NHL. I was thinking somebody that could potentially be available. Now, Chris Kreider can't play right wing. He'd be a left shot on the left wing. I think Chris Kreider and the New York Rangers, I think they're going to make a lot of big decisions about their team. I think Kreider could be one of them. He's fast, he's strong, he gets to the net, he's got a finishing touch. That's the kind of guy, if I was Edmonton, I'd be looking at to say, is there a fit, a trade fit, where we can get him to play with Connor McDavid?
I really wanted to look through the league as to who they could possibly get, who they have a realistic chance to get. Kreider is one. James Neal is another. Tatar is another. Evander Kane is another. But I'll tell you what, when I looked at everything, I wanted a left shot to play the right side. And a name kept jumping out at me, and I know I'm going to take some serious heat over this because I'm portrayed as his dad. But this is the guy right here. And you have a look at it. Is he available? Yeah. He struggled in New York. They would, you know, are they going to move him? He's making a lot of money, but this is a guy that could be re-signed at reasonable dollars. But he's got all the criteria we talked about. He can skate. He can keep up with McDavid. He can play the right side. He can shoot. He's solid defensively. Here's the grades right here. So why does he keep jumping out at me? Well, Daren, have a look at it. Makes sense.
So how Well, we're basically robbing the New York Rangers of two very important players in the midst of a subpar team.
I think it's very interesting that we both picked Rangers because I think people are beginning to realize the Rangers are going to be open for business.
Well, why I picked the Rangers is because of your 31 points. But no, seriously, I tried to look seriously around the league, whether it's James Neal or Evander Kane. You need a fairly solid guy. And, hey, I don't know. I still think Nash, James Neal, Evander Kane, and Tatar are perfect guys to fit in there.
Do you know how many stars you came up with the KREIDER side of things, with the way it evened out? Because Rick Nash, he had every category. Maybe he was better than the perfect player that we came up with.
Well, you know what? I understand it was a video game that picked we went to the video game to pick KREIDER. I don't play a lot of video games. My wife doesn't want me and my son playing them, so like I can't speak to how good the ratings are or not.
You guys both overachieved because KREIDER or Nash were better than our perfect player.